Hello everyone, welcome to the Ramblin show with me, Lance Ash. Alright, I'm heading to work after what was initially a 3-day weekend because they gave me Veterans Day off. Turned into a 4-day weekend because I got raging sick. Had to call in last night, which I hate doing. But, oh my God. Last night I was in misery, just achy, and I'm getting over that part now into the final phase, which is copious mucus. And so anyway, gotta make it through tonight. I don't know what to talk about. I do not want to talk about the election. Oh, dear me. What a depressing fiasco. Alright, let's see here. What is up? Finished a painting last night. Turned out, okay. I think actually I finished 2 paintings this weekend. One small one and one big one. My wife gave me all these little small canvases that she wasn't going to use, so I've been painting made-up machines, made-up devices on them, robot things. I'd heard of this artist before, but I'd never really dug into her before. Her name is Lee Bontecu or Bontecu. Because the stuff she's most celebrated for are these sort of these wire sculptures, which are good, but the stuff I found on Pinterest, and here's the problem, I found some artwork that was attributed to her on Pinterest, but it looked like graphic work. And now that I've researched it, and the stuff was absolutely stunning, but now that I've researched it a little more, I think that it's AI generated stuff in her style, which sort of ruins it for me. I don't mind if, there's nothing you can do. The AI generated imagery is just going to be a fact of life. But the thing is, I'm not going to quit doing my paintings and my drawings because they're actual physical objects. And, my dream is, of course, to sell my work in sufficient quantities to make some money. My ultimate dream is to make a living at it and quit the shit-ass post office. But I do believe there's always going to be a market for the actual object. I mean, there's only one Mona Lisa, no matter how many times you copy it, or no matter how well you copy it. But I've got a digital print of it. I'm sorry, it's not the same thing. Oh, but anyway, I just saw so many amazing things, and it really, that scene in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels where Michael Caine is looking at that statue, and he says, "Just looking at it feeds my soul." I don't believe in the soul, but I do understand the feeling, because looking at art that really, connects with me, just, it fills me with this feeling. And I'll tell you something else. Many years ago, when my dad first decided he was going to leave my mother, my sister and I my sister was totally floored by the whole thing. We went for a drive together to sort of talk about the whole situation, and I don't know how this got brought up. I told her that basically, no matter how depressed or down or despondent I might get about whatever, if I'm so aesthetically minded, or that if I sit down and draw for a little while, all that goes away. Even if in the drawing or the painting I am expressing my despondency or my, black mood, it still helps. So I've been searching around, hunting around, trying to find something to read. I was going to work my way through Italo Calvino, especially the stuff I'm not that familiar with. And I'm pretty sure I've read T-Zero before, which is sort of a sequel to Cosmocomics. But I got about halfway through, and I just can't. I think I'm reading the mitosis story, and it's just boring, and I just couldn't take it. So I just stopped reading it. I was going to read Piers Anthony's Bio of a Space Tyrant series, and I got about maybe 20 pages into it. I got up to the part where his sister is violated en masse by the space pirates, and that alone just turned my stomach to the point and plus the writing style is terrible. It's trite. So I gave up on that. So I suddenly thought, wait a minute, you've been wanting to read the rest of the Dune series for years. So I started reading Dune Messiah, which is the second in the series, and it is very talky. His books are very talky, but something about it is connecting with me. So I'm going to work my way through those. Just the ones he wrote, not the ones his son wrote. I wonder why that woman parked her car at the library. Well, maybe it's not the woman that runs the place, but anyway. I gotta make it through the night. I'm loaded on black tea and ibuprofen, and I should be okay. I slept fairly well today, and by some miracle, is that a cop over there? Watching out for evildoers? People who don't conform. Yeah, I slept pretty well today. I feel a good bit better, but I'm still a little off. Still achy in the shoulders and neck. Oh my goodness. I don't know what else to talk about. I've decided to pare down the number of CDs I bring with me on my drive. I used to bring 8 or 9, but I've decided to pare it down to just 4. Bring 1 orchestral CD, 1 jazz CD, and then 2 rock/pop CDs. I might have already talked about this. Stop. Make a complete and full stop at the stop sign, and then move along. I'm passing by this up here. There's a. I've talked about all this. There's a barber shop up here where they didn't even acknowledge that I'd walked in the door, so I finally walked out after waiting for 10 minutes. Besides, from the chatter I heard between the various patrons and the barber, I realized that it was a man's man Trump supporter type place. Well, I hope everything goes smoothly tonight. I am not in the mood to bust my ass. I've got to take it easy, no matter how hyped up I am on caffeine. I went to Trader Joe's this weekend. And that place is so popular. Every time I go in there, it's just packed. And they have so many employees. I had heard, I think her name is Erin from the Hysteria podcast on YouTube. And she'd mentioned that she made some Trader Joe's cheese curds. And they were really yummy. So I got those. That's what I went there specifically for, plus the peanut butter pretzels, which are really good. And they were the cheese curds pretty good. They're breaded, and you stick them in the oven. They come frozen. Stick them in the oven and cook them, and they're pretty good. But I was a little disappointed that it was cheddar cheese on the inside, Wisconsin cheddar cheese. I really wanted it to be more like Canadian poutine, which I think is a white cheese. But still, they were pretty good. They would have been better, I think, if I'd eaten them with tomato soup. That'd be perfect. Oh my God, well, supposedly we're getting some more mail handlers by the end of the week, which will be good. Because I can't keep hauling this shit around by hand. I turn 55 in less than 2 weeks. And no matter how good a shape I am for being a 55-year-old American man, I'm still starting to suffer weakness in my wrists, elbows, sometimes the neck. My knees have been off for years. Oh, mercy me. Concurrent with my starting to read the Dune book, I thought, well, it's about time to watch the second Dune movie by whatever his name is, Villeneuve or whatever. And it's not yet available online for just a single rental. You have to get a month's subscription at the very least to some streaming service and then go from there. I hope that's not a cop sitting there because I think I'm going 2 miles over the speed limit. What the hell's going on here? No, it's just some dude. Shit, I meant to send an email to my dad. I rarely have any contact with him. I tried calling him Sunday, I think it was. I got no response. Oh dear. We're approaching the end of this recording session. Well, the title of the show is Ramblin, which indicates it's a discursive talk, so I think it's all right if I fulfill that criteria. All right, everybody, listen, I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. I will talk to you all next week. Ta-ta.